I've put together some really nice Christmas ornament felting kits. I've got a little tree or a little reindeer, a babushka doll, and a snowman. You may have purchased one of these, and I'm going to show you how to felt the Christmas tree together. For all needle felting kits, the same applies. I'm going to take you through some of the needles that I use because there are a fair few on the market, but they each serve a different purpose. I use German stainless steel industrial needles, and if anything, you want to have in your kit a star 36 gauge. This one felt firmly and strong. You want to have the star 38, which is an all-round needle, and you want to have the star 40, which is for fine details like faces, eyes, lips, that sort of a thing. I highly recommend you purchase a multi-tool. You can put 3 needles in there or 4 needles, and it just very quickly felts your base and your core wool together. And in your multi-tool, you would put a triangle 40 needle or a triangle 38 needle. Both work really well. One is a little bit finer than the other. You just got to go by feel what really works for you. I've put in the yellow needle. Then I also use a twist 38 needle, which creates a smooth piece very fast. And so it doesn't leave you with a lot of holes when you're finished felting. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Christmas tree today. Now in your kit, we have the instructions and all the wool that you need to put this together. Now in the kit also, it comes with 3 needles. These are needles that I put in all of my kits. They're not the same needles that I'm using here. So if you want to continue to explore the art of needle felting, I recommend you upgrade to the Grossbecker German stainless steel needles, which you can purchase in my store. Okay, so we have a Christmas tree. Now when we needle felt something, we always look at what shape do we have here. So we've got a triangle pretty much. When you look at your snowman, you have 2 circles. So whatever you needle felt, you always disassemble it in your head into the shapes that you see. And those are the shapes that you felt, and then you put it together. So in this kit, we have some nice green for the outside of the tree. We have the colors for the baubles, a little bit of pink, yellow, orange, pretty cool. And we have the core wool to start the shape. So basically what I do, I roll it up. You start small, okay? Always start small because it's easier to add wool than it is to take it away. So I roll it up in a conical shape, and I get my multi-tool and I just start stabbing it. And you turn it over evenly because you don't want it to get flat. Then I get my little red twist 38 and I go in from the bottom here because we don't need it to be longer. We need it to be tight down the bottom, wider down the bottom, and skinnier at the top. You can also use your multi-tool for this. Just be careful with your fingers that they're not in the way. If you don't have a twist 38, this one, you can use your star 36, which is also quite a coarse needle, which will felt it up fast. So you just keep rotating your piece, evenly distribute where you poke so that you don't get dents in it and it doesn't become flat. So this is starting to look like a conical shape, triangle, but we're going to have to add a little bit more core wool. Now this white wool here is what we call core wool, and this is what you use in all the basic shapes of your needle felting. It felts really quickly and it shapes well, sculpts really well. So we're going to add some more. You basically just wrap it around. I'm going to halve this. I'm going to wrap it around the bottom. Now the tighter you wrap it, the less needling you have to do. So it makes your job much easier. So you just tack it on. Ow. Be careful. Needles are sharp. Now you want to make the bottom flat enough so that it stands up. If you want it to stand up. If you want to hang it in your Christmas tree, it doesn't have to be super flat and stable, but you might want to, well, you're going to need to put a little loop at the top. Just sew on a little loop and you can hang it in your tree. Okay, so this is starting to look more and more like that Christmas tree. I'm going to add some more wool, a little bit more at the top here. Wrap it as tight as you can and just tack it down. Add a little bit more down the bottom. You want to keep the top nice and, well, it needs to be a lot thinner than the rest, so I wouldn't add any more at the top at this point. And there's the last little bit. Look at that. You can roll it in between your hands and help sculpt it that way too, a little bit. Okay, that's the last little bit. Okay. Okay, so once you've got your shape ready, you can start wrapping it in the color. So you use your wool basically as paint, a little bit. Only need a little bit. Okay, cool. Happy with that? All right, so we'll start with the green. So in your kit, you'll have this beautiful blend of color. It's a Corridel wool. I've put in a little bit of glitter. If you want to break a piece off, you can split it in half like I just did. If you only want a little piece, you want to keep a fair distance in between your hands so that you can gently pull and split it in half. If you don't keep the distance, it's not going to do anything because you're holding both ends of the staple in your hand together. So keep some distance and you just gently pull it apart. And we'll just start wrapping the Christmas tree in green. So wrap, and then I'm just going to give it a little tack down. I'm going to add some more. Tack it down. A little bit more. then I'm going to get my multi-tool, or you can get any of your medium-sized needles, and you just start sculpting it on. You want it nice and firm, so you just keep going until you're happy with your shape. Keep rolling it evenly so you don't get any flat bits in it. So the more you've felt it with your needle, the smaller it gets, so it shrinks. And the wool fibers, they stick together. And that's how you can sculpt wool into anything, really. Beautiful. So that's coming together. Pretty happy with that. There we go. You can make this flatter. Just gotta go in from the bottom. Okay, beautiful. So now we're going to decorate this tree. You can do whatever you like. I'm gonna put baubles on. If you want to do, like, you know, stripes, tinsel, go for your life. I'm going to show you how to make little baubles though, because that's a particular little technique that you can use for things like eyes as well. Anything where you only need a little bit of wool. I can take a little bit of the yellow. I can roll it up like that. And then I'll place it on my tree. Now I'm going to change needle, and I suggest you do the same. So in your kit you have a large, a medium and a small needle. Try the medium or the small for this exercise. So I'm grabbing this one here. So you just go around the edge with the tip of your needle, and you basically drag, poke, drag and poke, drag and poke right around, so you get a nice sharp clean edge. You don't want to go needle felting in the middle because it will completely flatten your bauble. So you go only around the edges first till you're happy with the shape. Look at that. And then when you're happy with that, you can very gently flatten it, just a wee little bit, very gently. Okay, so that's one. Let's do another one. So roll it up in your hand. Put it where you want it to go. Get your fine or medium needle and only tack in the edges first till you're happy with the shape. Look at that, beautiful. Then you can go very gentle on the top, just flatten it a little bit. It doesn't have to be much. Look at that, beautiful. This one is very big. Might make it a little bit smaller. Just remember, if you want it smaller, you just keep stabbing it. The more you felt it with your needle, the smaller it becomes. Okay, let's do another one. We'll do a smaller one this time. So you take the tiniest little bit of fluff, that much, roll it in your hand, place it on the tree where you want it. Careful with your fingers. Just go around the edge of the bauble and tack it down. And when you're happy with the clean edges and the shape, then you can go very gentle over the top of the ball. It's very gentle. You don't want it flat. Just like that. And that's how you attach all the baubles. Now if you have any wool left over and you want to do maybe something on the top of the tree, you can do that too. You could maybe do a star or a big bauble. If you want to add any embroidery to your tree, you can do that as well. Okay, let's do a little one, a little light pink one. It's a pretty big one, so I'll put them a little bit down the bottom here. Or you could use all the little yellow ones just for light instead of baubles. Make them all the same size, and then they look like little fairy lights. Beautiful. And that's how you make the Christmas tree. Now with all the other kits that I have, the snowman, the reindeer, the babushka doll, you use exactly the same principle. You start with your core wool, you look at the shape, is it a circle, is it a triangle, is it a square, and you sculpt that with your core wool, and then you decorate your ornament with the colored wool, and that's how it's done. Enjoy!